anything working at all. Just okay, microphone seems to be doing things. I just want to make sure we're all working first after lots and lots of trouble. Dual streaming now, so we've got. I'm really quiet though. Yeah, I am a bit, aren't I? Hang on a minute. That's really loud. Turn that up to the maximum. Okay, how's that? Is that better? So yeah, if you've seen just in the vertical stream, I am live on the horizontal stream as well, on the landscape stream. So watch whichever one is good for you. Yeah, probably don't want to watch the vertical stream on your TV or your computer, but the vertical stream might be more convenient to look at. I'm experimenting with the vertical. I'm interested to know feedback on what you think, whether you're watching it live now or whether we're watching it later on. Right, I'm going to start off with something. I'm not going to do too. I'm not going to have a long stream today. This is an experiment. Can you hear the game music? All right. Can I just double check you can hear the game burbling away in the background? I'm looking. I've got a different audio monitors thing here now that's hopefully telling me. I think I can now see the output, which means that because I've been missing that previously, so I think I can actually now see what's going out, which is really useful. I'm not sure why that's not the default. Yeah, it's fine. Good. Right. Good. Excellent. Yeah, so if you're on the vertical stream as well, you're not getting the whole width. Because if I make it like the whole width, obviously it's a little postbox thing. You can't see much. I thought I'd try this out and see how that looks. Right, how do I drive this thing? Something to do with that bit. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. That one and that one, and then we need that one, and that one. Right. Then we need to do that one. It's just like the clicky train. This one. Cool. Right. I think we might be there. Let's put that in forward. Got to wait anyway, so we're okay. Your brother asked if my headphones belong to my wife. No, they're mine. I've got many pairs. I've got like 4 pairs of the pink headphones, of different types. So not just one pair, not just mine, but 4 of them. Why 4? Well, that would be difficult to answer, but you know, when a deal comes up, you know how it is. Right, okay. He says, pulling towards a red light. I've got a green now. Yeah, we do. Hentis, you don't have pink headsets with ears? It's disgraceful, man. Your collection is far from complete, that's all I'm saying. What have we got anyway? Oh, not a lot. Not a lot. Holding some N-wagons? No. No, this is a freight run. Powered off. We're going downhill anyway. I was a bit concerned about that double yellow. Feels like that's expecting a red. Am I misunderstanding that signal? Yeah, induce is disabled. I forgot to turn it on. Yeah, okay. So now I've got signals on the left, not on the right. Come on, Europe, make your mind up. Hey, Paul Walker, everything's good now, is it? Excellent. Let's just supply some beans and get us moving. We appear to have green lights, the 60 limit. Hey, Neil. Bill, I thought red signal as well. But clearly not. Getting up to the 60 now. Where are we anyway? Oh, okay, we're taking the alternate route through. Probably start hitting the grade soon. That sounds likely, Paul. It does happen. It does happen. Sometimes the Steam update process is not as slick as one might like. Well, I thought that too, Uberg, but the HUD told me the next signal was green all the time. So I was a bit confused as to what I was potentially misreading. Oh, aeroplane. I was thinking now the new flight sim is out and settled down a bit, I might do my do a round the world flight in general aviation, GA craft. I did a good chunk of one a decade or more ago, and it's really good fun. I got to see some really interesting places. It'd be really interesting to sort of do it again, but with the new graphics and the new flight sim. I wondered if it was a fixed double yellow because of the tight corner, maybe, Raw DC. I'll ask Lucas. I'll have a whine at Lucas when I see him. Right, we found power that gives us enough of the go speed. Well, in the UK, in that sort of an area, Ralph, if you can't see the signal, and by the time you see the signal, there's no way you could do anything about it, we probably would put an expect stop indicator on it. Well, we do an approach control flashing yellow, at which point you want to expect you'd be checked down to a certain speed before you got the release of the signal, and then you'd have to expect a red afterwards. So that's the only thing I can think of, given that it was round the corner and down a hill. But I'll ask Lucas. It's confusing, which is probably because I just don't know what I'm doing, to be fair. This is a very pretty train. Hello, it's grass. Some more power on again. This is just a quick run to Seefeld and Tyrol, I think. Not much to this. Thought I'd do a few short ones, see how it goes. I might do something a little bit longer as a stream tomorrow. I just wanted to see whether or not, because I've been messing with audio again today, as well as getting the vertical stuff set up. So it'd be interesting to get feedback from viewers, both here and on the video later on, whether or not the vertical stream is worth having. Is it useful? It's a bit more awkward to set up. I can't just press go live, but not that much more difficult. Give it a little more speed. Guessing we've got a train meet coming up here. The red light looks like it's after the junction. Or is it at the X? It's probably at the X, isn't it? I probably should read the manual, but... yeah, it is. Because there's a train coming in. Signal actions here, doesn't it, across both tracks? Oh, it's the E on the top wire. Oh, right, I see. X is snowplow. Right, fair enough. I remember that some of the Austrian routes have the single light, but it actions where the marker is. Yeah, I think it was a Rosa where I first saw it, if I remember rightly, Raf. Where is this bloomin' train anyway? It's coming through the tunnel. Reasons to not do a French route then, Ralph, yeah? So after this, what shall I do? How about I'll do something British? No, I'll do something else. I want to do something else, sort of in the 30-minute in Germany. Hauptstrecke? What do people think about Hauptstrecke for 30 minutes? And then we'll do, I think Southeastern in the Javelin was what I was thinking, Hunters actually. Short scenario, 25 minutes, except that you spend 20 minutes of it waiting at a light. Probably find I'm behind schedule. Southeastern has 40-minute services for the Electrostar. It's not a bad shout. Actually haven't driven the Electrostar in a while, so that's actually not a bad shout, actually, as unlikely as it is for me to say that. With Hauptstrecke Rheinrohr, sorry, Bradley Patterson. Hauptstrecke Rheinrohr. You know, I wish YouTube would join these chats together or do something like joined up thinking here. The fact that I've got to keep two chats open and watch them is a pain. It's the reason I don't want to stream to Twitch and YouTube. Oh dear. So I'm thinking something like the BR422 on Hauptstrecke Rheinrohr. Do the blinds work? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then we could do a Electrostar on a Southeastern. Then I think I'm fancying a bit of Glossop line, actually, of all the craziness. Well, I was thinking the same thing too, David Drives. Kind of like, what things haven't I done in a while? Wake them up a bit. Wake me up a bit. That's probably too much to ask. Yeah, Glossop is easily forgotten, but you know, it's a bit like Cathcart. Glossop is underrepresented, underplayed, underappreciated, in my opinion. I like Glossop. Oh, hello, we have a train coming. There is a danger we'll be moving today. BR111. And light. Casual Rail, I don't look after the ambassadors. That would be something probably to get in touch with Alex on the forum. I don't think anyone has anything against TikTok. We've been finding it very successful with our own stuff, so but sometimes not aware of everybody. So yeah, make yourself known to Alex and see what he says. You like a high-speed blaster, your Odyssey? Cardiff's looking better by the day, to be honest, Casual Rail. The screenshots that beta testers share on our Discord, it's because I don't get a chance to look at it often myself, but the play I've had of it looks good. But yeah, the screenshots they're sharing are looking better and better. Oh yeah, regional type services. So East Coast Mainline, that sort of thing, Raw DC? Theatre of Doncaster, that sort of thing? Cathcart's has been much improved with the new timetable. With all the new trains that are available, the new timetable made a big difference, I think. I'm not sure what the plan is for Rail 200 Casual Rail. I know it's been talked about. It's a gorgeous route, isn't it, Peter? Super Steve, has the team thought about adding neutral sections to the HUD at all? Yes, we have thought about it. We haven't got it as far as to our plan, but yes, it has been raised a number of times. The Dutch route is looking incredible, Raw DC. You can never remember the name. We need a nickname for it. What, Swelly? Swelly is what we call it. Casual rail, not at the moment. What's your interest? Is it US, UK, German? Be out of the tunnel and be able to actually see something in a minute. I know this isn't the most exciting bit, but tunnels are a thing too. That's fair enough, casual rail. I mean, most people have got one territory that they devote because it's what they know. But no, if I put a request out for beta testers, it'll go out on the forum and probably via roadmap or something like that. So keep an eye out. Not looking for anyone at the moment though. The problem with having too many beta testers is it becomes difficult to properly manage the feedback, and they also tend to say the same thing. So it's kind of more work for not a lot of extra benefit. So I do just need to manage that a little bit. If I was typing them out, I'd misspell them all as well, Roddy. So that's why I go with Swally. Probably makes the Dutch viewers and my Dutch friends cry a little bit, but no more so than any time I say a German place name. So. Oh wow, Peter, that sounds good. What platform do you play on, Peter? Just started TSW solely interested in British stuff. Personally, say TSW has opened up your interest to others, especially US stuff. You know what? That's a common theme I hear a lot, actually. In fact, I know one person who was an British guy, absolutely avid Great Western Steam enthusiast, had been all his life. And after a few years playing, Microsoft trains him, because this was back when it was, sold his entire Great Western Railway model collection, sold his model railway, and switched entirely to American freight. You know, it's interesting. It allows you to try things easily that you might not, that you wouldn't have normally, and it's amazing where you can find a new interest. like this route. It's up, down, or up and level, and the gradient's changing all the time, and you've got to keep managing it, which means you've got to keep an eye on what you're doing. Steam trains past 45, GTA Sandman. You got to manage your cutoff and your throttle and your boiler pressure. You know, all three play a balancing act in that. Sometimes the way forward is to put less power through, strangely enough, on a steam engine. I think train simulation in general really opened my eyes up to German trains, without a shadow of a doubt. Oh yeah, I'm the same. He says driving without the safety systems at the moment, but it's in Ducey, so it doesn't count. Koplopomouse. So AITUM, item, however you pronounce it, they offer two plugins for OBS. One is the vertical plugin, which means you can set up a vertical scene and a landscape scene, and then they offer a multi-stream plugin, so that you can output to multiple from within OBS. So I've got one instance of OBS running. It's just being a bit clever. That's it. It's two plugins. They're free for OBS. You can link the scenes together as well. So when you click on the landscape scene, you can pair it up so that it switches the vertical scene at the same time. I can't talk about Thomas, I'm afraid, Casual Rail. All the communication around Thomas is very carefully monitored and checked and double-checked and triple-checked. So I'm afraid I can't answer anything on that. When there is more to know, rest assured, we'll certainly say stuff. You can imagine what it's like. But it's fine, it's important. It's a very, very important brand for them. Back on the hill again. Pour the power back on again. Copenhagen. Well, I thought I'd try it. Train simulator driver Paul said that he tried using both, and he found that you know, different people prefer different things. There is a fair chunk of people watch from phone. TV and computer are the top two, which is why I'm still broadcasting in landscape as well. If you haven't found that stream yet, go find that stream. Yeah, it's an experiment. I mean, the tech works, clearly. I don't like that it's dividing my attention across two different chats. It's the reason I'm not co-streaming with Twitch. Right, but we'll see. I want to see what feedback I get from viewers as much as anything else. Because maybe it works better as a video on demand later on, for example. Casual rail, this is Milton Moore Barn, yes, the new route. Yes, GTA Sandman, we are looking at getting the MP36 added. In fact, I think the beta team flagged up that it was now present in development builds, so I will be double checking that. That's the warning for the 40. Going downhill. We're also stopping here as well. So let's throw on the anchors. I don't know if this is subbing into any other routes, GTA Sandman. Don't think so. Took the 1020 over Semmering. Oh wow, Tom, I bet that was good, yeah. Made it work for a living. Excellent. Right, okay. Let's go to Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr. No, not that one. That one. BR422. Where is it? Fun looking thing. There it is. And we'll do Bochum Duisburg. Hey Joe, how's it going? Right, so we need to do that stuff. And doors what, to the left of us? Yeah. And over here, PZB, CFA. Passenger lights, headlights, cool. I can never remember what to set the PIS to in this thing. It's that one, that one. We are on an S1 to Duisburg, which is Dortmund, I think. No, Dortmund is to the east, isn't it? Solingen, maybe. So, stopping here, twit. No, don't need emergency brake. It's not that bad. Yeah, I was trying to picture it in my head where everything was, and then I realised that, yeah, Dortmund is on the right. What's TTC? Psych? The tech for doing in tunnels, undergrounds and subways has improved to be something you might explore in the future. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, it's the same as it always has been. It's expensive, difficult to use. Oh, Toronto Transit. Oh, okay. No, there's not more on the cards at the minute. Tunnels are awkward. It was the most difficult thing about doing Bakerloo line, to be honest. Everyone thought, "I'll be easy. It's half the route's underground. There's no scenery." No. Right, next station is Wattenscheid-Horntrop. Heading west. maybe Staten Island Railroad. I'm sure I saw on the forums a third party might have been working on that. Maybe I was wrong. I can't remember what I see on a real railway versus what I see on a community post for a modding project these days. They all look the same. Italy would be great to explore. The challenge with Italy, like any country, is what's the audience for it, and do we know how it works? We're very fortunate. We've got, for the Netherlands route, we've got quite a few, or 2 or 3 Dutch train drivers, and a general sort of combined, quite considerable expertise in the beta forum that are helping us. So, you know, that's one of the things that made doing the Dutch route a fairly easy decision, because we know we've got kind of, we can get the answers we need and not be just left with, well, make it up. Because you know, you can make a product like that, but it's not a product that feel necessarily good about doing. Oh, it's an 8-car unit. I've not tried ATB yet myself, but I don't think it's the same beast as PZB. I think it's a little bit more telling you what to do, more like I think the Long Island ATC access setup. Essen-Eiberg is next. Okay, we're already on the path southbound here. If you drive the 425, it generally takes the north path, which is the path which doesn't have as many stops on it. Oh, the Koplopper, yeah, indeed, Copenhagen. I mean, there was kind of, when we were talking about doing a Dutch route, I was pretty clear that the first Dutch route had to have the Koplopper on it. Because, well, for a start, they're going out of service. They've only got barely a year left in service. So it's kind of now or don't do them. Plus, they're so iconic for Dutch railways. It is also a case of, if you're doing Dutch railways and you don't do a Koplopper, what are you doing exactly? Ian, yeah, I've got a. I mean, the garage is it's an internal garage anyway, so it's not outside of the house. Like there's a bedroom above me. There's the hall and front door over that way. But the there is I've got a little heater in here. It's a little smart heater that just sets the temperature and just keeps it up. Does a really good job, actually. Really, really good job for such a small heater. It does a tremendous job. Yeah, Vern would be another one indeed. Red bus. I mean, at this point, Train Sim World is going fine on UE4. As and when something happens in the future, I know we have got team looking at UE5, but I don't know. Maturing is probably a little bit strong for it at the moment. There's quite a lot of big changes every time, every release, which is screwed us over on a number of occasions, as well as helping us, to be fair, in the early versions of UE4. So I'm not in a rush. $100 limit. Next is S and Steelost. Oh, I had some interesting toys that come in the post today. Part of my little experiments I'm doing on making train controller design concepts. I got a couple of Hall effect joysticks from PlayStation controller, just the actual replacement units. Hall effects obviously being much better than traditional potentiometers. And I also got some Hall effect sensors and some diametric magnets, so that I can have a go at, you know, making something, because the joystick is going to be okay for some types of control, but not necessarily for everything. But I thought, you know, if I get some diametric magnets, match them up with the Hall effect sensor, maybe be able to do something better there. So, should be fun to play with. Probably spend a bit of time tomorrow actually getting on with some electronics with that. I still need to prove the basic thing's going to work. Oh, it certainly will red bus at some point, totally. But there's a lot of changes. They've just added this new mega lights thing, so it's kind of like, you know, what do we do? How does that work? What are the upsides and the downsides of it? Because with any of this new magical technology, there's always as much of a reason to use it as there is not to use it. It's good at this, it's not good at that. Lumen's like that, for example. As it comes out the box, Lumen doesn't like things that move very much because it's calculated over multiple frames. So if things move, they tend to get really blurry. S and Steel platform. Who knows, Raf? Who knows? Ideally not. Probably not. Oh, hang on. Stopping. Oh, I wouldn't look at Unity. No, Unreal's the right engine. It's just waiting for it. There's no rush to move to UE5. Oh, a quickie, everything's self-taught, psych. I mean, I don't know much. Literally, I'm looking at diagrams and on websites and YouTube pages and go, wire goes here, wire goes here. Light comes on, yay, I did it right. You know, it's the minute someone says to me, have you got the right resistance on that wire? Do you need to put a pull-up resistor in there? And my brain explodes and I go, what now? I tell a lie. I'm kind of getting the hang of pull-up resistors, but and pull-down resistors. But it's kind of it's a learning process. But yeah, it's my dad used to be an electrical engineer, and whatever I learned from him it was long gone because I haven't done it in such a long time. But I mean, also modern day stuff. A lot of it's done on the like the Raspberry Pi and things like that. So you don't need to get as complicated. Most of it is going to be on the Raspberry Pi, and then I'm just really, how do I make it work with a button or with a light or with a button that's got a light on it and things like that. And that stuff's quite straightforward, really simple. Do you need all the packs to be able to use things in the editor? Whatever you own, you can use in the editor. Let me put it that way round, casual. If you don't own it, it doesn't appear in the editor, because the editor is just reading the same files as the game is reading. Resistance is futile, indeed. So the bit that I'm working on at the moment, Psych, is I've got a Raspberry Pi 5, which I just got. My other one that I bought for this ended up being seconded over to be a home automation server. So I got another Raspberry Pi 5. I've got a couple of Picos. One I think's a W, one's not, for experimenting. And I've got these little things from a company called Seed, S-E-E-E-D. They're RP2350, so they're kind of like Picos, but they're just a quarter the size of a Pico. My goal is to set something up so that I can use I2C to communicate with all of this stuff, because I want to have a pluggable modular system. Gone are the days where a fixed controller is good enough. It really isn't good enough. I want one which, if I'm driving a 66, I can make it look like a 66, and then when I'm driving a German train like this, I can unplug some stuff, replug some other stuff in different places, and start driving it like it's a different train. So it's kind of like a trying to come up with that. So I'm using I2C as a protocol to communicate. So at the moment I just want to prove they work together. And one of the challenges is that by default MicroPython on the Pico doesn't support half of the I2C protocol. It only supports being a master. It expects you to use I2C to talk to things. It doesn't expect you to use I2C to be spoken to. Now I've proved that work. I got a Raspberry Pi talking to a Pico backwards and forwards. So it's kind of like I'm almost there. I want to make it work on the Seed controller because they're so much smaller and cheaper, frankly. Yeah, and then we'll see how it goes. So, but it's like I said, it's a really fun process when things work. It's utterly frustrating when they don't work and you have no idea why. Because generally what happens is they either work or they don't work. There's no work 70%, let's make it fix that. It's just, no, light didn't come on. Didn't work. That didn't work. No, it's not showing up there. What I'm going to do is, once the HTTP API is available on TSW, I'm going to do a series on how you use it, but I'm also going to sort of do some really basic sort of beginner's guides to electronics, because actually it's hugely fun making your own stuff to do that. And it's such a simple thing with the way that the Pi and the Pico work now. It's actually really simple. You just need someone to show you it, walk you through it. Where are we, Essen? Yes. Well, I mean, that's the goal, Red Bus. I've got my 3D printer sitting here, ready for experimenting. And I've got the sort of electronics for buttons, switches, lamps, lights, and so forth. I've got this, where is it? There it is. I've got this. The idea is that in the control box you'll have this screen. This is a touch screen. It's actually HDMI screen, so you can just plug it in and use it. So you got this as kind of like the top thing in the main control unit, so that you can have like digital display gauges for things like speedometers and so forth, PZB gauges, and then you can spend the rest of the effort on the tactile buttons for inputs and so forth. So I have ideas. I just need to see them through. But that screen is really cool. Wasn't particularly expensive either. It was quite cheap. Nice, David Ives. Down to the 100 kilometers per hour. So the problem with the reason I don't like touch controls on a tablet, Peter, and that is obviously that's it's almost the easy option because that's just a software problem, and I eat software problems for breakfast. But I hate touch controls because you can't feel anything. You might as well just be operating it on the screen, in my opinion. I want a lever I can just move and feel like I'm moving. Yeah, Stream Deck XL would do. I've got this thing which I use sometimes. I also set up a MIDI controller for doing things. I made that work with 3SW, and that worked okay. But again, they're all sort of they're levers and they're just sliders and so forth because it's a MIDI controller. But even that is better because I feel like I'm moving an actual physical control. Frauenhausen is next. But I had this neat idea that in addition to having like, imagine you've got a lever for a throttle, something that sort of looks, works like this, but it's got the equivalent of a potentiometer or a Hall effect pot in there, so that you can simulate this. What I did think then was that if I match that up with a servo on the other side of it, essentially, I could then have it to where, on some German trains, the train brake and the electric brake are locked together. Oh, never mind, we missed that one. The train brake and the electric brake are locked together, and I could use a servo to move levers to the right places, and also mimic the control, so that if you did that, it would move on the deck as on the control stand as well. Too much waffling, not enough. You have a point, Matt. Plus, you like cheesy Watsons and beer whilst driving. Yeah, that won't help. I have messed with touchscreen stuff. I did an interface on TrainSim Classic. I wrote my own software interface for that, and I got that working on the tablet. And yeah, I also did something with model railway controllers using a touch screen for driving the trains. It's just not comparable to a physical control at all. For me, anyway. I found I'm pressing the wrong button. I want to drive it blind, not staring at the control. I want to watch the train. Me watching what I'm doing? No, that's not me. That can't be me. Drop down to 120. Willem Roer is next. I think again for TS Classic, I got the I've got the Cytec X59, is it X something like that, and I got the throttle side of it working with it was with the Javelin I was testing it with at the time. It felt quite good, but it's a bit of a chunky old controller. The real problem with something like a HOTAS or something like that is they've generally got notches in there, you know, for things like Afterburner and so forth, that gets out, that sort of gets in the way of what you want them for on a train. Although I guess if you know what you're doing, you can take the joystick apart and get rid of the interference plastic that makes the notch effect. Hey Jay, how's it going? So I've got a vertical stream going, and I've got a landscape stream going. So if you're watching mobile, then yeah, there's the vertical stream. What? Did I miss a thing? Two chats to watch, it's even worse. Oh yeah, just proving that it works, even on the older content like this, Super Steve. Totally, totally. Well, so a lot of trains are a lot easier to drive when you've got realistic looking sorts of controls. I mean, that's one of the reasons that the rail driver is even sort of a step up, because it's still realistic, you know, if you map everything up correctly. Because with my own software on Train Sim Classic, I just I did all my own mappings for everything, including some slightly bizarre ones, which meant that things like steam engines, Class 101, really nice to drive, because again, you know, you want to reset the throttle, it's just move the lever back, not press and hold it and wait, and now it's done it. I know that's where things can get really frustrating, I think. We're a bit ahead of time. Must have been that missing a station thing. Let's get doors closed. If you're not on, it's too late. Should have got faster. I know, Ian, it's difficult to believe that I'd ever miss a station, but rumour has it. Rumour has it. Well, rumour that I obviously would deny entirely. Right, Mullenrohr Storm. Nothing weird on the PZB. Let's get moving. 90 going up to 120. Yeah, the thing is, pressing and holding buttons and triggers and so forth, Peter, they're not sort of the same muscle memory as just moving a lever to put it where you want it to be. It's actually quite unintuitive using a controller, but what are you going to do? Not stopping here, not expected to stop here. This is not me missing a station by mistake, just to be clear. Yeah, HST from 125, you're looking at probably a good mile to stop it, aren't you? Well, it's a mile at emergency brake, isn't it? More than a mile needed, apparently, there. I think it's a mile for emergency brake, if I remember rightly. I finally got myself a soldering mat as well, so that I'm not soldering directly onto the desk mat, which is probably not a good idea. Oh, it's time to go. Duisburg is next, 5.8 kilometres. Hey there, Maze Taze, how's it going? Holy crap, you said pardon my language, you said evening, I looked down, it's nearly 5 o'clock. How did that happen? I still really like this route. It's nice. Lots going on. Feels like you're winding all over the place. Loads of tracks everywhere. Lots of trains. Needs a timetable is what it needs. Well, you know what, Ian? If there's one thing that my time with computers has told me, is that secretly circles are made up of lots of flat spots. So it's all good. Hey Joe, how's it going? $130 coming up. Yeah, I might do some flight sim stuff at some point, Joe. Need to figure out how I'm going to do it, because for me, it's got to be in VR. because it's just so incredibly immersive. But I need to work out the logistics of that. Did I just get hit by... Nah. Yeah. Peter, that's the dream. That is the dream. I think all those people with that dream, me included, Peter, we need to hurry up and get the money for that sort of thing, though, because rapidly running out of diesel cabs to take away. Yellow light. It seems to have completely confused the PCB assist. And that's us coming into Duisburg. Hey, job done. And not too much law breaking either, which is good. Right, so... I can't remember what the situation is with that timetable, Jess. Joe might be able to fill in on that one. Right, I was going to do some Electrostar Madness. Full timetable. 375. We'll do it in blue. From Rochester to Faversham. Seems to be what these things do. Cool. Let's do one of them. Do it sort of 7-ish. Something like that. Let's change that. Change that. The Electrostar non-hype, yeah, really. Yeah, I saw the Electrostars announcement at Maze Tays. Very interesting. Right. All good. Doors open. Right. Wipers off. That's what I'm looking for. Day running, auto tail lights. You've ordered a couple of sound-fitted Southeastern ones. Oh, very nice. So the tech behind extending a route isn't really a problem, Casual Rail, because you just open the route up and you carry on building it. The problem is then how do you distribute that to people? On the basis that if it's going to take time and effort to make it, then it can't really. It's unlikely it could go out for free. You either basically, well, pretty much your only option is to put it out as a whole new product, like Long Island 2 was, or you upgrade the existing product and then it goes out as a free update. Those are kind of your two options, neither of which are ideal. Because people generally don't like feeling like they're paying for the same thing a second time. So when we do that, we try and make it when it's been quite a while since the original route was released. Were these things always this pedestrian? Yeah, so you're better off, you know, with on the whole extension side of it. You know, the time and effort spent making something is better off spent making a new something in almost all cases. That's why extensions don't get looked at so much. What do you mean, raw DC? Sorry. You mean, why did we do Lear 2 as a full release? Do you mean? Oh, the gates just closed. Is there gates? Yes, the gates. Yes. Hey, Skin Music, RB Jets. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back. No, and the general strategy we're taking on things like extensions now is that if people want this, when they ask for a route that sort of links on to what they've got, it's because they want to do a full journey. If we're going to do it, then we need to find a way to make it one journey. It's got to be on a route that's on the older side, so that it's been a few years since people bought the original. Can't be one that just came out this year or last year, for example. Genuinely meaningful, and something genuinely lots of people are asking for. Long Island was massively requested that we do more with it. It's kind of like it's tricky, but there is a path to find there. Long Island too has been very popular. Hey there, Richie Rail, how's it going? I have not looked at the metro in Washington DC at all, Raw DC. What do you like about it? Sell it to me. Oh, my back's hurting. I think it's because these cushions are in all the wrong places. Yeah, not bad, Richie Rowe. Not bad at all. Be better if this chair was a bit more comfortable. I think I'm used to the pink one now, which is just perfect. What's the operator on that row? Sittingbourne. Tis a big old train. Well, maybe, Tom, maybe. I'll have a look at it. I've not come across it before, DC, so I'll take a look. Ian, I'm going to do this and one more thing, I think. Then I'll have to go and make some dinner. So, hour-ish. Oh, level crossing went down. Not a clue yet, Psych Records. I expect it's probably going to be something with chicken, because I think that's the next thing that I need to eat in the fridge. Probably chicken curry or something. Alright, and Ian, I'll maybe try and stream tomorrow a bit. I'll see how things go on the schedule. Well, with what I'm trying to do. I really need to get on with the with this electronic stuff, or it's never going to get done. Why does it say you're playing Astragon TSW5 on you? I have no idea. Someone else commented it was coming up as Astragon TSW, and we have no idea why the two are related at all. It's not like Astragon are our German publisher or anything like that. We've got nothing to do with them as far as I know, and the people I asked couldn't think of any reason why it was either, so they sent something to sort of try and find out. Cheers, Ian. What sort of curry, Richie Rao? Butter chicken is what we normally make. Nice and easy. Throw in some onions and some other stuff. Nah, not even a masala. Butter chicken and korma are my tortoise soup stand-ins that I normally make, but when I order one, I get dansak when I order it from the local place. I do like a dansak. It's been fine, Peter. My driving has been perfect and flawless. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't get on with Indian spices so much, but like when I'm eating Korean food or Asian food, I like it as spicy as it comes. So when I make a hey Sora, when I make like a ramen or something, I'll chuck in some extra stuff, but I'll also chuck in like a dessert spoon, a loaded dessert spoon of gochujang in there as well. That gives it a hell of a bite. Newington, 2.8 miles. What station we missed, Casual Rail? That's a rumour, an unfounded rumour. You can get little pots of gochujang raw DC at the at Tesco. or wherever is nearest you. You'd probably find it in the store. Yeah, no, it's good. It's kind of a red bean paste. Very nice. This is Sitting Bull, Newington, isn't it? So this is where we come off to the side. The track goes out to 4 tracks, briefly for the purpose of the platforms. Get another approach control signal because of the left feather. See you later, Joe. There's our next approach control. Oh yeah, there's definitely something to be said for making your own stuff, isn't there, Peter? Tailoring it to your tastes and preferences, trying different things. Green and a feather. Drop it to 40 for the junction. I mean, sometimes when I'm cooking, I must admit, I am a little bit, take 3 random pots off the wall, chuck in a bit on each of them, and, well, we'll see what happens. Unofficially, of course. Officially, I never do that, ever. If anyone asks, specifically my wife, that definitely doesn't happen. The recipes are and instructions are followed and adhered to firmly and clearly in all cases. Fusion, yeah. It's a curry. Chuck in some gochujang sauce and some ketchup. There you go. That's no different to what Heinz do, Richie Rowe. Some of the weird stuff they come out with. You ever hear the cooking failed sound on your kitchen from time to time then? No, my cooking never fails. What are you talking about, Fabian? Rumour. How is there a green light on both lines? Oh, because there's probably another light further up to protect the join. Okay. You generally can't go wrong throwing ketchup in something, can you, to be fair? Right, off we go. Raynham is next. Fortunately, my wife and I are pretty close on in a lot of ways, Peter, except that she likes curry a lot more than I do. See, when it comes to takeout, I'll go for a Chinese any time, and she'll go for a curry anytime. So we do have to find a compromise there sometimes, so that we don't all end up with curry all the time, basically. I mean, I say that I don't mind curry. It's not my favourite thing at all. I do quite like a dansak every now and again. Oh, tracks joining up. Just arrived into Newark on East Coast Main Line just as the Scotsman came through. Oh, very good. It feels good, wasn't it, when you see something like that? It's just like, oh yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Sweet and sour, Richie Rao, they are the best. But then I have a thing for sweet and sour, because I'll generally get sweet and sour chicken balls, and I'll get the Hong Kong style sweet and sour chicken. The best. Not even sweet and sour, just plain. Oh, okay. No, I do like to dip. I do like to dip. Lucas is trying to fix the thing with the cows running across the track, and apparently the community keep telling him not to. They think it's really cool. How does it feel to be back in the streams on your own channel? Good, Shady, good. Like I said last weekend, because I streamed Saturday and Sunday with the goal of trying to prove that I could fix these audio problems that have been plaguing the stream on the main Dovetail channels. And then I streamed again on Monday because I enjoyed so much fun on the Saturday and the Sunday. Then I've been busy all week, so I haven't been able to stream again. But no, I'm enjoying it. It's good, actually. It's, as I said again last week, one of the things that I've found is that I get myself stuck in a place where I feel like I need to work because I've got so much to do, but I don't want to because I need a break. And so I end up literally doing nothing, just staring at the screen. Actually, this has busted me out of that, which is really good. Sort of force you to step away, get a bit of perspective again. Had a really productive week this week, which I think was partly down to that. So it's really good, actually, really good. I need to get back into doing it and call it mental health. So I've got the Elite headphones. Oh, totally. They're not going anywhere. Waiting for the gates to come out, go down at Gillingham Crossing. Hopefully the lights will change in a moment. Or maybe we're waiting for something to come out of Gillingham. Yeah, Vol 1 and Vol 2 of the cargo lines are both 4 Midland Main Line, aren't they? Guess whatever it is has gone. Yeah, there it is, look. Blow the horn for the train spotters at the crossing. East Kent Resignaling Project Control Centre. Over on the left here. Time to go. Where are we? Chatham and then Rochester. Still following that train in front of us. He'll be probably, that driver will probably be rolling into Chatham now. So yellow into Chatham. We are just finishing our run on London Faversham, Peter. We started at Faversham, we're now into Chatham, and then we'll be driving round to Rochester, and I think that's where this ends. And then we'll do a wee splash of Glossop. Definitely done my back in today, sitting here. I don't know what I've done wrong, but my back is screaming. Ah, the Welsh route is mad, crazy, shady. Should be awesome. Richie L, yeah, doing a vertical stream. So I've got a plugin for OBS called Atom Vertical, AITUM. And that lets you set up, you've got your normal landscape panel, and it gives you another vertical panel you can set up. You can then link the scenes together so that as you change between them, you get the what you're expecting on each one. And then I'm using Atom Multi-Stream to send out both streams simultaneously. But yeah, Atom Vertical is really good, very easy to set up. .30 limit, hopefully that'll give plenty of time for the train in front to leave Rochester. Bimble on Strood. Multi-stream will actually do TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. It's got about 8 systems. It supports Facebook is another one. So, I mean, I'm not fussed about multi-streaming to different systems, but yeah, it looks like it supports them, which means you don't need to rely on a service like Restream to do it for you. Which, if you've got the extra bandwidth, upload bandwidth, then it's much easier. Stay in control of it then. It's free. Recommend it from what I've played with it so far, Richie Rao. Easy to set up, intuitive. So worth a look. Worth a look. A red light at the starter here. So we can't run over this platform. Yeah, I've got all of my stuff hooked up via the capture card. So the streaming PC is over here. It's got the Elgato capture card, goes to an HDMI switch, which has then got all the consoles, the PC and everything on it. So if I want to stream PlayStation or Xbox or PC, I just change the input on the switch. But you need a PC to do that, so. I got booted out. Turfed out. Right, let's do one more. Then I should go and make dinner before the hordes descend. I use an Elgato HD60X Pro, maybe? They don't really make a big deal of telling you what these things are. It's this thing. It's really good. Doesn't work as well as I would like with OBS, but you can work around it. In that instead of just capturing audio and video via the video capture device, you do a separate audio input capture on the Elgato, and it works beautifully. So, you know, at the end of the day, I made it work really well, and I'm really happy with it. It does the job very nicely. Gloss up. Manchester Piccadilly to Hadfield via Glossop. That will do. I'll tell you what, let's see what that's like with a little bit of fog. Yeah, this switch, it's 4K 60 Hz. I think it's 2.1 compatible. I can't remember. It's got loads of icons on it somewhere. Right, unlock doors. So put that in, get the doors open. Tail lights off, headlights day, headlights. Safety systems on, 2 Golf 01. Yeah, it doesn't say on the top of the switch, but I'm pretty sure it is. I've got another one over here. For some reason, I ended up with 2 of them. Be in here if it's in here. No. Nope. Don't have another one. Yeah, it's all set up to support 4K at some point. I think the Elgato does 4K. But I don't have any 4K screens, so it's not really a priority. Amaze Taste, this was the goal. This was the goal. 100%. Including right down to the sad sack RGB lights, because you know what, if I was going to be putting together decorating a man cave, it needed RGB lights. I mean, the whole room is RGB. Quick demonstration. I go over to here and I go to here. What we got here? Just checking I'm not driving into a red light. We've got a green light, 15 miles per hour, all good. Click on studio. And I change the light strip. Has that changed it to red? Kind of see it changing, I guess, up at the top there. So yeah, I've got both actually on Maze Tees because it's not enough to have one. This room is 3 hue lights on the front. The light strip along the top there is also hue. The lights along the side there, the ones on the back wall, side wall, sorry, those are Govee. I've got lights around the house which are Govee. I wouldn't waste my money on hue anymore. I think there was a deal on at the time when I got these ones, but Govee ones are so much cheaper, and they do everything the hue ones do. So yeah, I stopped buying the hue ones. I like Govee stuff a lot actually. Their app is really good as well. The smart heater I've got is a Govee one as well. And then I've got everything then hooked up to my Raspberry Pi, which is running a thing called Home Assistant, and that talks with a little encouragement. You can make it talk to everything, pretty much. I've not got anything it can't talk to, whether it's the Aqara doorbell, the Aqara presence sensor up there, all of the hue lights, all the Govee lights, the smart heater. There's a temperature sensor over here, which the smart heater is also linked into. So, and then Home Assistant just monitors and manages the whole thing. I haven't got it talking to the washing machine and dryer yet, but that's just because I haven't been bothered. But then it doesn't matter. Amaze Taze. It's kind of like I found myself kind of like, oh god, it's really awkward having multiple systems. But Home Assistant's unified. It's just one app for everything now. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Which is one of the reasons I didn't mind going to the getting some stuff from Aqara, AQARA. They make brilliant home smart stuff. The Wave sensor that I've got in here was superb for detecting when people are in or out of the house. And in fact, if you've got elderly relatives or infirm relatives, if you fit it flat to the ceiling, as opposed to like I've got it this way around on the wall, if you fit it flat to the ceiling, you can have it send events if it detects someone in the room falls over. Yeah, so you could have that then, like Home Assistant could be linked to that, so that it then sends out a phone call or something, or sends a text message, or dials the services, whatever you want to make it do, because Home Assistant's got some really good scripting capabilities. You know, it's yeah. If you haven't looked into Home Assistant, Amaze Taze, thoroughly recommend it. See you later, Richie. Mark Murray, the problem with the engine room is it triples the cost. Well, not triples the cost, but it adds significantly to the cost of making the train. It's not worth it. If we did that, we'd have to make the trains more expensive. Home Assistant is... there is an app on the App Store, but it's just a client. You need to run a server. So you either need to run Home... If you look up Home Assistant, it's a system that you can either run on your PC, or if you get something like a Raspberry Pi, you can run it on a Raspberry Pi as the server, because it needs to constantly be watching everything that's going on so that it can react and so forth. And then the Home Assistant app just talks to the server then. But it's all free, other than buying a Raspberry Pi, of course. But initially I ran Home Assistant on PC, and then I moved it over onto the Pi because, frankly, the Pi costs a lot less to have switched on. Right, Guide Bridge, 60 limit now. We can get a bit of speed up. What's wrong with it, Real DC? I hadn't noticed the last time I looked at it anyway. Take the weight and do the NJT, Jess, for a bit of variety. Oh yeah, Mark, it is really good when the engine rooms can be done, and it is some really cool detail in there. Mittenwald is very, very good. Really? me have a look. What's lagging about it? There you go. Turn the lights on and off on the wall board there. Oh, I don't remember it ever being instant, to be honest, Raw DC. Well, one of the nice things about Home Assistant is it talks directly to the devices, from what I recall, rather than the Govee app, which does it all via the cloud. I mean, the bonus of the going via the cloud is you can do it when you're not in the house, but when you're in the house, it's much faster if you can talk to the devices directly. Govee maybe not do that, actually. Govee maybe not do that. Akara is done directly. I think Hue is done directly. But yeah, I mean, have a look at the Home Assistant app. Double yellow. But just to give you an idea of what it's found, without looking, you can't see the detail probably too much, but just look up how far it scrolls. This is what my thing found, as all the temperature sensors, the central heating, network bandwidth from switches and the router. So much the Home Assistant has just discovered on the network. It's incredible. And you can tie in events and all sorts of things to all of it. I've got the Hive central heating system, which is really good. A wood headline would be really good, wouldn't it, with a 76? Guide bridge. One thing I was really impressed with this Home Assistant was that it actually picked up, like, because we've got the Akara front doorbell, and it picks up the live video feed from it and everything. It's just so much worked out the box. It was a good route on TS Classic. In fact, there were two Woodhead routes on TS Classic, one sort of in the 70s and one in the 80s. Both very good routes, actually. Oh, hello. We can go, but there we go. We got the green. Presumably waiting for a train to get out of our way. Oh, is it 50s and 70s? Okay. '50s actually makes sense, yeah. You're right. Well, the other one was blue, so I think 70s might be a bit early, but 50s is almost certainly right for the other one. Woodhead in blue was the other one. The original one was black class 76s and the and steam, the 8F I think, or something like that. And then the following one was the 506 commuter EMU and the 77s, I think, in BR blue. That 506 was so good. I love driving that. Oh, it closed in 81. Oh, okay. Probably late 70s then. Flowery field. I wonder what it's near. Running late, so get on with it straight away. Newton for Hyde. Late 70s for blue. There you go. Okay. You were spot on then, Cameron. Spot on. Gotta wait until. Let's get the doors closed. The bottom, the bogies, etc. looks faint, not same texture as red top. Not sure what you mean, Mark. Godly. Well, that's interesting, Mark. Who is that on my stream, or is that somebody else's stream you're seeing that? Because I ran the Mitten World earlier on in the stream. Oh, is it not Robin Raskin? Oh dear. I'll try and make a note and ask the Loke team to have a look. So easy to do. There isn't currently a plan to update the timetable here. No, 3 combs. Yeah, the Akara stuff is very good. The doorbell is really, really good. One of the nice things I like about the Akara doorbell is you can actually power it, unlike the Blink one, which you can't actually power. It says you can, but then you realise it's not that's not what it means, and it's not clear until you actually look into it more after you bought the darn thing. Whereas, yeah, the Akara one you can plug into an external power supply, and the batteries are just there to maintain it when the power's out. Consequently, what that means is that it can it's doing 24/7 recording as well, and not just when you press the bell. The camera is always recording, so it's a good home security system as well. Police have used it a couple of times from people running past the house for various things. My favourite bit, though, is still the wave sensor that's up there that detects where I am in the room and sends events when you enter or exit the room, so that I can turn the lights on and off and the heater on and off automatically. That's actually transformational. It just means I'd never forget to turn the heater off anymore. Yeah, you can set this one to be motion activated. You can also set up, you can have it train it on the way people look on their faces, and then it can do facial recognition and raise events based on who is at the door. If you want to go completely nuts. I've not played with that, because that just feels like that would go wrong. Yeah, that's the... Let me turn that silly thing off. That's the doorbell, the camera out the front at the moment. I'm just getting a 720p signal to the phone because I can't see the point of going higher than that, but it'll do 1080p. Broad Bottom. Oh, it's my station. There we go. What's next? Dinting. Oh, okay. Fair enough. We are going round to that way and then back up to there, I guess. So that's not Dinting. No, that's Glossop. And that's Hadfield. Okay, no, Dinting is the is here, isn't it? Yes. Yes. Anytime. Am I waiting for a train? I guess I probably am waiting for a train, aren't I? Yeah, I'm waiting for that one. Although from there, no, the Glossop trains head back. Right, off we go. Yeah, very handy, Peter. Very, very handy. Got 60 limit now. Probably get a signal coming up soon. Depends. Do we see a train first or a signal first? If we see a train first, the signal will be green. If we see a signal first, the signal will be red. There you go. Signal's red. Fixed distant. There's the red. some point, hopefully, a train will turn up. Oh, here we go. We've got the green. That means the train will be passing us any second. There it is. Oh, it's very slow here for a minute. Head off for Glossop, and then we're going to change ends, are we? Nope, it is just a Glossop. Hey, Dr. Warrior, how's it going? Trash your train in TSW5. Whoops. Up to 45 for a brief moment before it drops us back to 10 to come into the platform, which is not unreasonable given that it's a fixed AWS alarm because we've got buffers coming up. Martin, are we getting performance updates at all for Pendolino? Frame rate still lags on PS5. We are generally doing performance and reviews of the game across the board, Martin. Nothing specifically on the Pendolino, but I think the problems are not the Pendolino specifically. Boom, job done. Platinum, that's what we call it. Excellent. All right, folks, I'm going to go make some dinner. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this after the fact and you're watching it on the vertical version, do let me know how it is. Is it something I should carry on doing or not? Anything you'd like to see changed? And otherwise, no, I'll catch you on the next stream. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.